Hi everyone, and Moses. This is going to be a reading for you and the collective. I'm going to be doing this video a little bit differently than I've done my previous celebrity readings, and also your sister's was a little bit different as well because I'm fully aware of the issues that are pertaining to your family currently, as far as what's on social media and what I have seen in the comments of my videos with regards to Ethan, your sister, Trisha. So it's kind of where I'm coming from with this. I had this fear. I was thinking, not really, it wasn't a fear, it was just a general concern of whether I wanted to do this video or not, because I didn't want it to come across as if I'm capitalizing on the pains of this situation. But it's just been bothering me since that idea came to me to do this video. And I sat down 2 or 3 other times to record and went through it a couple times, and I don't know, I want it to be as thoughtful and precise as possible, but you know, I can only do the best that I can and hope that it reaches those of you who are watching this in the capacity that my intention has been set, which is really to help you guys on your spiritual path of enlightenment and towards what helps the greater good. So I urge you guys currently, if you are if you're new here or you're just not sure of where my stance is on things, to just pause the video, go to the description below. You can read the description, but I'm particularly talking about a video that I'm going to put down below of my latest reading for Trisha, and that'll give you a stance on where I'm at with things. You can look at the previous videos I have on the family dynamics to give you a bigger picture, a bigger scope on where I'm coming from. But in particular, that video on Trisha is very important to this reading. So, assuming that you guys have seen that video, I will continue forward with this reading, which is, someone had commented before, I want to say it was on the Trisha and Ethan video. It was a short video. Someone commented that they believe that Moses is a light worker. Now, I have never actually looked up the terminology for light work, and I'm someone that doesn't really particularly like getting caught up in semantics, because that's where some confusion sets in and where disagreements might set in. And so just to kind of get that out there, but I do believe, in essence, Moses, you are a light worker. What does that mean to me? That means that over lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, you've chosen to do the noble thing, much like your sister, because I feel like you and your sister generationally have been connected on a soul level. You and your sister's soul imprint, your DNA is connected. You are soul family. And so you have chosen to do what is best for the highest good over and over and over again. And your purpose in life is to bring people closer to their spiritual awareness. It's to bring them closer to the light. It is to enlighten people in a positive and uplifting, loving way. I know you identify as water, and I don't particularly know what you mean by that because I have not looked into that, but I will say I would agree in the sense that I feel that consciousness is water. Consciousness is that. And I believe that even your name being connected to your soul's purpose and your DNA, it's a remembrance for your soul of who you are and your journey through lifetimes, and even your connection to water, because Again, I'm ignorant when it comes to religious texts, so I apologize for that, but I want to say Moses is the one who parted the sea. And to me, what that symbolizes to me is parting consciousness. It's parting the sea of these people's consciousness in order for them to receive divine guidance, in order for them to free themselves of the chains of the world and of entities and just the backwardness of earth. So that's where I stand with what I feel is going on with you, Moses, as far as like your purpose in life, right? What I'm seeing is that this particular situation with Trisha has been threaded within your DNA. This is something that is part of your soul's journey. It's in fact supposed to be a challenge set up for you so that you can establish better boundaries for yourself and essentially be able to help her by helping yourself. So as I've said in that video with her, I see this downward spiral through generations, through lifetimes of her spiraling downward if she does not correct the things that she's been doing and the way that she's been conducting herself. And so with both of you combining together, that has brought you more life experience in this lifetime for you to feel all the lifetimes that you've experienced with being around her. That has enabled you to feel all of that pain that you have not felt in this lifetime to that capacity, in order for your soul to feel more expanded and for you to connect more to where you want to establish those boundaries, where it's impenetrable, so that when you carry on into future lifetimes, you are going to be more refined. You're going to be able to be stronger and not allow these darker entities to enter your awareness in any way that could affect you. And with her, you've been able to slow down that progression, that downward progression for her. And with separation, because I do see it's not an issue necessarily. I mean, it is, but I feel this is supposed to happen, and this is going to happen for the next couple months to maybe even year or years. I'm not quite sure. I think this really just depends on you, but you hanging on to the past. You hanging on and almost romanticizing the past. And it's because of some form of manipulation, probably, and some form of forcing you to remember the good, or because you are so kind. And honestly, energetically, you feel safe and vulnerable at the same time. Vulnerable because when you are a light worker, or anyone who is closer to the light, closer to God consciousness, you are a beacon for dark people, entities, people who are possessed, and just people who are not looking to help the greater good. So it's wanting a piece of you, wanting to be towards you and attached to you. And because you shine so brightly and purely, those entities are trying to reach you and connect to you. And so what I'm seeing is that it's not successful, but it has happened. It has happened where there's confusion set in with you. There is manipulating your kindness, your generosity, your romantic side, and all of what entails there, and also a sense of being beaten into submission, emotionally, physically, mentally, being submissive, and it's dampening your spirits. And so what I feel should happen for you. I would say will happen for you because you are such a strong individual. But again, I mean, I hesitate to say it's up to your free will because I feel like through lifetimes, this is something that cannot be avoided. But I hesitate to say that because I don't have the full knowledge. I don't have the full capacity to know this, but that's just kind of how I'm feeling, is that this freeing of yourself from the situation is because you are so strong, you're so powerful, that there is nothing that can prevent this. And connecting back with your sister, she is doing something spiritually that is grounding the escape. It's bringing it into the physical world for you. And there's two options for you to take that's clearing up for you. And so it's about clearing your mind and prioritizing what's important to you. What is important to you, I feel, is your mental health, is your spirituality, is putting your art out into the world. That is where your priority is. That's where your passion is. Again, I don't know exactly, I'm not familiar with your art other than it has to do with water. I don't know if you just photograph water or if you paint water, but what I feel is there's symbolism that is going to connect into your future artwork, that is going to tell the story of what you've experienced, of the pain that you've experienced, because I feel there's genuine pain and heartbreak and sadness and frustration and confusion and feeling lost and feeling trapped. I do feel that, and feeling martyred to a degree, and alone. And I don't know to what capacity that is, because energetically sometimes I can pick that up stronger or weaker than how it truly is for the individual that I'm doing a reading on. So for you, Moses, I don't know particularly how that translates into the physical world for you. But what I see, I don't know, I don't know, like, you know, looking at water from a molecular level, or like, I don't know if it's called holofractal or whatever it is, I see that it's being threaded into your art. And what it's going to do is generationally, so future generations who look at your art, whether they recognize it or not, on a soul level, it's going to connect to people, and it's going to remind people of their soul's purpose. It's going to remind people of their soul's journey. And it's because you have expanded your experiences in this lifetime. You've expanded your awareness even more in this lifetime in a capacity that could not have happened if you did not thread this particular situation into your DNA. If you did not have this pre-birth meeting, agreement for this meeting and for this to happen. And I think it's not a problem, but like it's not an issue. I don't know. I guess the situation is that you think, or you question yourself to some degree, where it's like, I felt this was destiny. I felt like this was destined. I felt like there was something happening there, or there was a reason. And so what's going on? Like, why am I wrong? Or what is the reason? And why do I feel these good things, but then why is it so bad, and this and that? And you are correct in knowing and feeling that this was supposed to happen, but that doesn't mean that it's supposed to happen for this lifetime, for the rest of this lifetime. There was a reason, and the reason was to establish boundaries, to set you up to be even stronger for darker entities than this, and to enlighten those around you and her by slowing that progress, that downward spiral down, and then being the example of moving away, of saying these are the consequences of your actions, and through giving you this space, I give you the option of being able to heal. Yes, it is essentially enabling when you are together, but this had to happen to some capacity. So I would not feel like beat yourself up about that or feel like you were wrong, which I don't feel that you were. But to hopefully see it more clearly, and I do feel your sister is very important to being able to connect that and to reach that and to, again, ground this escape and this clarity into reality. Honestly, it feels like she is more of a warrior spirit and you are the pacifist. So it's a warrior in a different capacity, you know, like you don't, I just feel you're learning a lot from her in a lot of ways in order to reach that balance within yourself, while with being with Trisha, that has brought two opposites to some capacity. You're not exact opposites, but on two different sides of the spectrum, to bring, even though it's together, into an imbalanced situation that will help you discern and distinguish. So we have here breathe, brilliant idea, victory, creative writing, chakra clearing. And it's about clearing your mind with the breathe, and I'm just kind of sectioning it off. But it's clearing your mind to remind yourself of your soul's purpose and of your soul's craft. And so that you can bring these feelings and these ideas and these experiences back into physical reality through your artwork. So that this can happen on your particular journey in this lifetime. Listen to the divine guidance that's coming through, because there's a part of you that is kind of getting, I don't know if you're getting caught up in fear. It feels more like confusion than anything. It's almost like you wouldn't, I don't know if you would say that you were confused. Like it's just, but you are confused, like you're being misguided, or it's just information overload of just too much. It's too much. And it's intended to purposely cause confusion and to cause you to not hear that calling of your intuition. And it might come through as just a whisper, when in fact it used to come through so much easier before all of this. But there's a lot of spiritual understanding that's coming through for you. There is a lot of information coming through to you. And it's almost like also protecting your craft, and protecting the things that you say, and protecting the things that you want to grow. Protecting your mental peace. If that doesn't sound too scattered for you guys, I'm sorry if it does. So yeah, that's, I feel like this video has kind of gone on long enough, but we'll see. So let's see. I just, okay, so I just feel like there's this feeling of like torment. Like you just feel tormented in so many different ways. And that there's this even with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, where it's like holding something against you or holding something above you or something. There's this torment and this feeling of heartache to move, heartache and confusion and just frustration, and it's like it doesn't feel, it's hard to get a grasp on it, because it's like the feeling I'm getting is like it's a lose-lose situation, but it's not a lose-lose situation. So it's like you're kind of going, like your thoughts are, it's like this, it's like you're just this optimistic person, or you're just this understanding person, you're this open person, and yet there's that sense of doom or darkness surrounding you currently. Again, like if we go back to you being this beacon of light, like you're this beautiful lighthouse, but there's this dark storm swirling around the lighthouse and just crashing against the lighthouse and just chipping it away, but you're still standing and you still believe in the cause, you still believe in yourself, and yet it's difficult to see that the storm is going to clear. You still hold on hope, but yet there's that part of you that is being shaded, and I feel your sister is the one that's coming through as that beam of light. It's like a beam of light and stairs. It's like, do you want to take the stairs? Do you want to take the light that's being guided, which it's going to the same destination of help, of freedom, but it has to be like a quick break. It has to be a quick one, almost as if you're trapped. Honestly, it almost feels as if you're stuck. And so yeah, we have Divine Masculine, and then I'm going to end the reading here. And this is indicating to me to connect to your Divine Masculine within you, which is that you have the power to create your reality. You have the power to maintain and contain that self-respect and that dignity to not allow this to further happen to you, and to not cave into any negative influences that are trying to distinguish your flame, to distinguish that light. And that you might not always understand the reason why things are happening, but that there is obviously a divine purpose to everything that happens in your life. And the people around you have to respect your boundaries. The people around you have to respect where you feel your soul's purpose is, and where you feel you're being called to and being called to journey towards. It's really about standing your ground. It's about being able to create what it is that you desire by focusing on what it is that you want and moving towards it. It's not about pushing other people away. It's not about controlling other things that are happening around you. It's about being hyper diligent, hyper focused on your soul's mission, and letting everything else that does not serve that mission fall away. That's what it is, that those things need to fall away when it's time for them to go. That way you're closer to alignment with where you're being pulled towards. So that's my reading. I hope you guys enjoyed, and this brought some valuable information to you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.